Welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Sedin is not English for punch me or headlock me in a scrum.
Sunny ways, my friends, sunny ways.
I'm not your friend at all. I'm a mirror for your narcissism.
My name is Evan, and you're listening to Block E. Welcome to episode number 5 of the Block E podcast. Now I am going to be doing things a little bit differently this week. By different, I mean this is a best of show. I know this is only episode number 5, but I don't really care. It's my show, so I can do whatever I want, when I want. On today's show, I will be playing some of my favorite music videos, aka the ones that won't get me demonetized. So hopefully I'll actually have a full episode up where it won't get copyrighted. Now let's begin with some loose brie. Loose B. This is Loose B from Someone, and you are listening to the Block E podcast.
You're listening to the Block E podcast.
No yakking until he's done some snacking. Garbanzo beans! Hey Zabu, how about some garbanzo beans? Yeah, you love these, huh?
I have made specific playlists for each one of my different videos, aka the music videos, the interviews, and also how-to videos, mostly with my food expertise. Yep, I am an expert. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
I am my mother's only one. It's enough. I wear my garments so it shows. Now you know. Only love is all maroon. Fluid feathers on a fool. Sky is warm and sees the moon. I am my mother on the wall with a soul. I move in water shore to shore. Nothing's more. Only love is all maroon.
Now, I don't have any interviews for the best of episode, but I will be highlighting 4 key parts from my past interviews, which I think are pretty relevant to why I love interviewing people. I always ask the same question at the end of every single one of my interviews, and that is, what is your favorite animal?
Animals? I like squirrels and rabbits. And it's like super, this is like a really like set answer, because it's like, I just love those 2 animals in particular. I used to live in this rancher that had a huge yard, so I'd see squirrels and rabbits all day. And I was just so fascinated by how like silly and ditzy squirrels were. And I thought they were so cute. Like they look like little mice with massive tails, and I just thought they were so cool. And so like I'd literally be entertained by watching a squirrel for like 10 minutes, just do its thing, go back up into a tree or something. And so like squirrels were like my favorite animal. And then I started watching rabbits a lot, like wild jackrabbits, like cottontail rabbits. Because they're so cute. Like they're just the most like cute animal that I've ever seen. Like I love dogs and everything, but like I just think like cottontail, like wild rabbits are just like one of the cutest animals I've ever seen. So like rabbits and squirrels, as weird of an answer that is, it has like a personal connection because I used to live in that house where they were all over the place. I've never had the chance to pet one because they always run from me. But yeah, squirrels and rabbits.
Cat. But big cats. Love big cats. Especially if I had to pick, it'd probably be a leopard, because you can domesticate them if you get them from when they're little, and they purr like your regular house cat, but I would imagine it would be loud enough to thunder through the house. And if I had one leopard, it would probably get all the other cats to behave themselves. That would probably work.
In terms of farm animals, I love cows and pigs. But what would I love to see in the wild? A blue whale. They're the biggest animal to have ever existed on the planet, and they're still alive today. They're incredible.
I'm a huge dog person. Like, I'm a huge dog guy. Absolutely love dogs. Any dog I see, I almost just want to stop and say hi. I'm one of those dog people. I have an awesome little dog, a Havanese, a 2-year-old little Havanese named Kaiser Sose, and he's great. Man, what an interesting question. I'd have to say a dog, even though you see them all the time. You see them everywhere. But there's something very, very special about the relationship. I know the man's best friend and all that, but it's beyond that, in my opinion. I think it's a gift from God. And yeah, I just love dogs.
With sickle-like claws on its hind legs, Deinonychus, or Terrible Claw, was the dinosaur equivalent of pack-hunting wild dogs, or wolves.
grows in the wall behind you, swallowing you in darkness. It is almost here.
What is it?
What if it's the Demogorgon? Look, Jesus, we're so screwed if it's the Demogorgon.
It's not the Demogorgon. An army of troglodytes charged into the chamber.
Troglodytes, told you.
Now, sometimes I love trolling people on the internet. I made a video back in, I think it was back in June or July. It was about a vegan gains debate with no bullshit. So I began commenting on his video and he started replying to me. A guy with over 100,000 subscribers was triggered enough by what I was saying to reply. It took me a little while to realize, but trolling is a lot of fun. Now, I like to watch Joe Rogan every once in a while because he is pretty much what the standard is for live streamed podcasts. But sometimes Joe just has the stupidest people on his show. Now, Joe sometimes invites people onto a show just so that he can feel better about himself and better about his choices in life. Like this Dr. Sean Baker, who's not even a real doctor, who got his license taken away from him. He eats nothing but meat, and he's been on a meat diet for roughly a year or so. I commented and said, look at them man titties. Too much chicken, aka gynecomastia. So this part of the podcast is just going to be me responding to idiotic replies. To be perfectly fair, it's probably the shirt that he's wearing. It's just showing off his titties just a little too much. I get it. I understand that. But you know what? It's so much fun trolling people. I couldn't resist. Black Knight replies and says, he has no man titties. Stop projecting, you dumb vegan. Go back under the floorboards from when you came before we stamp you out like the cockroach that you are. Now, I'm not going to think too much of this comment. First off, it's edited, so the guy already made some errors in his reply, and he still has grammar issues inside of his reply, so he's already pretty retarded. And secondly, his channel is bare, so he's pretty much a troll account as well, so you can't really take this guy's comment or anything that he says on the internet too seriously if they don't even have an actual profile picture and they don't have anything on their actual activity for their YouTube page. Moving on to Chronicle Toke. What are you, the 40-year-old virgin? Stop jerking to his tits, faggot! Let's have a look at your profile, shall we? Let's look at your country shit playlist. Now, country shit, I see one semi-country song that is Leonard Skinner, Freebird, and then you have Numb from Linkin Park in your country shit playlist. Last time I checked, Numb isn't a country song. And then you have Team Magma Grow Stronger. Not quite sure what that is. And then we get into some of the good stuff. My favorite things from The Sound of Music. From what it looks like on your channel, I think you might be jerking off to Julie Andrews a little too much there, buddy. A spoonful of cum doesn't help the medicine go down. But in your case, that might be what the doctor prescribed. Then we have Blazra Right H. It's called Pecs, you faggot. Now, I don't want to talk about this guy for too much longer because he might actually put a hex on me. He made a video called Demonic Diatribe where I don't even know what the fuck he does, but let's take a look. Then lastly, I have Shank 11788. To assume gyno from this is kind of absurd. ... To assume his speculative gyno is from chicken, which you're not even sure is on his diet, is retarded. Look, genius, this guy's on an all-meat diet. Of course he's gonna be having chicken. Shank 1178, if that's even your real name. And that is it for this episode of Block E replies to replies. I have finally decided that I will only be doing 12 episodes of the Block E show, and then I'm going to start just making individual videos for this channel, because you know what? Making 50-minute videos is a pain in my ass, and it's also running up my internet bill, which I can't really afford right now. So I will just be doing individual videos after 12 weeks of the show. So next week is week number 6 of the Block E podcast. And on that episode, I will have MMA fighter Hardeep Singh, who will be fighting in January, coming out of retirement, mind you. The 43-year-old will be facing someone almost half his age inside of a ring. And you will see that interview next week on the Block E podcast when it comes back to normal episodes. And Hardeep is quite an intense dude, so you won't want to miss that interview next week. Thank you for tuning in to this best of episode of the Block E podcast. Like they say in Canada, in my final, peace out.
This
Gosh, it feels claustrophobic.
is Block E,
This is what bleeding to death is? Oh,
the podcast.
Ooh, amen to that.